All right, so yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Wealth by Choice Network. Our goal is to continue to help each other grow, to network, meet new like-minded people. Today we have Abhishek Pareek, and I met him several years ago through MIH Mastermind, and we've become good friends. We've looked at deals together. We've gotten to know each other. We recently were at a in-person meetup, and it was great to be able to see him again in person. But today he's going to share just some of the knowledge he has as far as real estate, discipline, body, mind, all that kind of stuff. So Abhishek, it's nice to have you here today. Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Valerie, for inviting me. So I think I have met a lot of people, but whoever I think I haven't met, I'm Abhishek, and I have been investing and doing all the health and fitness for quite a few years now. So, so I just basically wanted to share my story, and it might help someone and it might motivate someone, but basically just to take you guys 10 years back, 15 years back, as I think you can figure it out. I came from India back in 2006, 2007, just to do my studies from a university. And I went through, did all the part-time job that we all do, right? Lifting ladders and doing that kind of a job, right? So like it was like $3 an hour kind of a job that we were doing. And then slowly, I think there was a big recession, 2009, everybody knows, right? So everybody was struggling. A lot of people left because there were no jobs, etc. So I decided to take a. So my motto from the start has been commit and then figure out, right? So I committed to staying here and figuring things out, right? Talking to hundreds of people every day, figured out, got a job within a month, and got my life started in the IT. And then within a couple of years, I figured out that I'm trying to climb a ladder which is not built for me, right? And I don't know how many people in corporate job figure that out and when they, but I figured that out initially in my first couple of years, right? And then my health was going bad and everything, and I was starting to try different things, right? Different business options, different things looking at and trying my hands on, but there was no vision, no mission, no mindset regards to that, right? And I was just failing around quickly from one thing to other, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, right? It continued for a long time. I think my health was pretty bad. Actually, I was like 190 pounds, 200 pounds, something around that. And there was lot more stress, anxiety, and the doctors telling me that, okay, take this medicine, take that medicine, or they were just recommending and they were just saying there are no natural processes that you can get rid of it. This is inbuilt in America, right? Every other person has this, has stress, has anxiety, and they you cannot get rid of it. That's the part of the life, right? So that's what they were trying to brainwash me, right? So along with this, everything going on, so I started to one day, and what these medicines used to do, right? They used to make you you're just sleeping. And when you're sleeping, obviously you don't have stress, right? So that's what I realized these doctors, these companies want you to keep sleeping and say, okay, I'm out of stress, right? But it's not actually that. Once you are faced with a problem with a little bit of stress, it's going to trigger you again. You will be going in depression, panic attacking, and all those things. So I realized that this is not working for me. I can't be just keep sleeping and doing the daytime, nighttime, right? So started to change my life, right? So what I did initially is hire a coach. Okay, I don't know. I never used to believe that coaching is essential actually, right? So I hired a fitness coach long time back, and I started working with him to understand what is fitness, what is nutrition. And actually, he told me exactly what you see on social media. All that 95% is false. Okay. So do this, do that. They're just trying to sell you something, right? But the truth is far beyond that, right? So I start learning about all those things and getting into my groove, and within like few months, I noticed my weight drop from like 190 pounds to 140 pounds, right? So there was structure around nutrition, there was structure around fitness, and also personal accountability. There's nothing in the world that's going to work without accountability. Okay. So there were days I just don't want to work out, right? He has to push me, go and let's get it done, right? So as I was seeing some visible changes from my energy perspective, from my sleep perspective, the things became fine, right? I was out of sugar thing and high sugar and cholesterol within few months. Okay. And when I went to the doctors, they said, okay, how is this possible? What did you do? Right. And they were kind of doubting the results, that this is not possible. You can't leave these medicines. You have to you have this cholesterol in your genetics, and again trying to brainwash your mind, right? So again, I did not believe them, and I stopped going to the doctors and start taking responsibility of my own health, right? That's how things started working for me, and that's how I started teaching fitness and nutrition to other people. And there was not much online at that time, so I started teaching offline, working with different people, neighbors, and all those things, and how things work. And a lot of lives changed because of that, because they a lot of people were suggested that you have to do certain kind of surgery, and instead of going for surgeries, they went the natural route of training their bodies through nutrition and fitness. And within 4 to 5 months, their lives changed, right? So that's what I started doing. And I think as I was looking that, okay, this is like 50, 60, hundreds of lives have changed because of just simple thing that I'm communicating to them. So I thought, okay, it's a good time to start teaching it online. That's what I started few years back. And a lot of people, a lot of busy professionals have joined me, and their lives are changing, not because of the weight drop, but because of the health they are getting, the better sleep, and they can move better. And they're just surprised that how was this not communicated to us by anyone else through online or maybe through doctors, right? So that's my so from fitness perspective, my goal was to actually just help few hundreds of people. But now my goal has changed to reach to every single person in a remote village, who even I have not seen. Right? There must be a few guys, like let's say in India or in Africa, sitting, who just don't have any money to spend on fitness, right? Not a single dollar. So my aim is to reach to him, give him free education so that he can change his health, right? So taking that into account, that my mission and vision, I think I'm doing a lot of things on social media, right? On maybe it can be YouTube or everything, because that's the best way to reach that person, right? So now it'll require a lot of my energy going that route, which I'm trying to implement. So I have a long way to go, but this is kind of a 10, 15, 20 years plan that I'm taking. So, so that's what I think my life's changed from being like so much body fat and cholesterol and all those issues to this without any help from the big pharma companies, right? That's what I wanted to communicate. We don't need them. Okay. They're just trying to make us overweight. They're just trying to brainwash us with all that food. Okay. On the other side, right, I was working on different businesses and everything, and I was failing, continuously failing. It's not like one, but I tried 10 to 15 things, and it never came to me. It's like once you start looking, right, there will be a time in your life that your coaches will appear before you, right? So it was, I think, COVID, I think October 2020, when I was on one of the social media platform, and I saw, okay, real estate is something that you can start, but I had no idea how to do that. I had no idea, right? But my basic motto has been just to commit and then figure out later, right? And because I don't know anything much better than that, so I started buying properties, right? After I like looked into this multifamily for 1 day or 2 days, the third day was learning. Like I listened to like 300 to 400 podcasts within a month. I read like 5 to 10 books in a row, and I started figured out my market area and went alone actually, because I did not have much idea. And the thing I did is the next month I bought a 5 unit property. A month after I bought a 8 unit, then 10 units, and then 11 units, and then another 10 units, right? So within 8 to 10 months, I bought 40 to 50 units on my own, right? So now I was thinking what I can do with this, because the good thing was that since I learned all this knowledge, I know how to buy it. And but I didn't know much idea, because I got all these things in contract slowly and slowly, but now what to do it, right? I did not have any lenders planned, no property managers planned. So this is what I did. I did call more than 20 to 30 to even hundreds of lenders. Okay. And I met around 40 to 50 lenders in person on coffee, right? And out of those, only two lenders agreed because I had not much experience. They lended me all the money to construct and everything, right, for the first property. And that's how I interviewed like 20 to 30 property managers. One property manager agreed to work with me. A few contractors agreed to work with me. And a lot of times I was sitting on the property, monitoring the work. And I was also working in a job, right? So I was working on my computer, sometimes slept in my rental property to take care of what's going on. Sometimes I drove after my work and I was there at the property, was not able to sleep the entire night, right? Because of the stress that, okay, how would we close? Because my DD is online, these things are online. And sometimes the contractors ran away, right? So, and I was in a job, the contractors are not there. How can I work this? And then they left the work, the crawl space work they left in between. And I had like 3 to 4 properties constructions going on. And a couple of properties were like a couple of hours away from, right? So it's like in the morning I'm driving 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then I have to switch to my job. So it was all kind of a lot of mess that I created. But the one thing I realize is the more mess you can create, the more questions you will create, the more answers you will get, right? And the more progress you will make. So if someone is like, okay, I just want to see that if things are stable, then only I'm going to move. Then nothing is going to happen. Okay. You have to just dive in and just figure it out, right? No one is going to do it for you. So I did it. And in the last year also, I bought these 10 to 11 units on hard money. Okay. And it was like the world is falling, and those deals came to me because the other buyers backed out. So the wholesalers came to me, oh, this is a 15 units property, are you interested? And then I just used to think for 5 minutes, okay, let's go. Even though I have 5 renovations going there, I said, okay, I don't care, I'm going for it, right? So I went for it. So now in the last year, I had 5 to 6 properties renovations going. Okay, no cash flow, nothing, work is going. But what I did is I bought it right. I had the proper lending on that, okay, with the local banks, and I have the right property management teams across all my projects. Okay, so now after no cash flow for 1.5 years, this year I think I just have a couple of units which are not rented and they are getting rented. And last year, 3 to 4 months, nothing happened. No renting was going on. The cash flow was not there. All the money was just going through my pocket, right? So I did a lot of HELOCs and just paid off this. I took something from credit card debt, but I decided that this is not going to work if I'm not going to take chances, right? So I have to be full in or I'm fully out, right? So that's why I keep going. And I think that things are still not that fully on, right? But I'm sure if I'm committing to the full, I'm going full, I think it's going to work out, and it's working out slowly but surely. And then when I was on hard money on 3 multifamily properties, a lot of banks, I think, who were working with me, they said, okay, the market is not good. How can we refinance it, right? So now I reached out to at least 40 to 45 banks for different states who agreed to refinance all those multifamily properties, right? So now those personal projects are working on well, but I realized, okay, now the initial hustle is over. Now I have to work with someone to get things done. So that's where I think I joined a mastermind group where we closed on at least 2 joint venture deals for multifamily in North Carolina last year. And we are on another project working and under contract for another project to close it. So now I'm slowly trying to get into the groove of getting into joint venture partnership, because I think if you want results, the real estate to work for you in 3 years, you have to put your money, your energy, you have to deploy your teams and do things, right? Everything else works fine, but unless you have your skin in the game with your energy and everything and knowledge, it's not going to work for you, right? Real estate is good from the like 10, 15 years perspective. It's going to work out for you. But if you want results in 3 years, you have to find your deals, you have to invest in your deals, and you have to operate the deals, right? So, and then I think I slowly transitioned to this JV model that, okay, I'm okay now. And I think a month back, I decided, it was actually not month back, but 4 months back, I decided that I'm not going to pursue with my W-2 job, right? And I just gave that leave of absence. And a month back, I decided to let my job go. So in the meanwhile, I'm still working on my projects and started finding more deals and also help more people with my fitness and coaching, right? So obviously there's no money coming from my job, which I'm fine with, but I have decided that, okay, even if I have to flip burgers, I'm okay to flip burgers, but I'm not going back to this corporate job, right? So because it's just not built for me. I'm not there to sit from 8 to 5. It will not completely work for me or for anyone, right? So my family is in resonance with that. That's all right. I think we are ready to do anything, but not this. So this is basically what the story has been, right? I was my once I started training my mindset, right, the things fall in line, right? I still talk to at least 100 people a month regarding real estate, right? And their first question is, okay, I'm ready to put 50,000, whatever, when I'm getting my return back, right? So, so the thing starts with, if you have an employee mindset, you want the return right now, right? So once you transition to entrepreneur, right, your mindset has to be, okay, let's work for 5 years, 10 years, and then let's reevaluate our plans where we are, right? And keep improving. So you have to be ready to do something that you love for like next 20, 30 years for free. Okay. That's that's where that mindset changes from employee mindset to entrepreneur mindset, right? I don't want my money tomorrow. I will keep investing, we'll keep becoming better. Let's see in 5 to 10 years, right? It's a long road, it's a marathon, not sprint. That's where the life changes, right? Initially, I was of the same mindset, right? I want my money right now. And I was ready to invest in luxury cars or luxury homes, buying big homes. And when you talk to them, okay, let's join a mastermind group, $200 a month, right? They say, oh, $200 is too much. And there have been a lot of people like that. They tell me $200 more when they are paying $1,000 loan for cars, right? So that's a shift in mindset, right? And to be frank and to be honest, right, I have spent thousands of dollars in the last 2 years on different mastermind group. Even now, I have a fitness coach, and I am paying him thousands of dollars. But the return that he has provided to my health, to my everything, finances and everything, is just unmatchable, right? And I keep moving from one mastermind to another mastermind just to learn, to network with people, and to provide value. That's all it's about. It's simple. The process is simple, but I think it requires a lot of patience, right? Because people, again, everybody wants return right now, which is not going to happen, and there is no magic pill to success. There's no shortcut. We have to go through the process. You have to have those sleepless nights. You have to have those struggles. You have to work hard, right? There's just no alternative, right? There'll be people. So there was a one guy I was talking to again a week back, right? So I talked to the same guy 4 years back. Okay, he was asking me, okay, how can I create a LLC? A week back, he asked me, okay, my LLC is still not done. How can I create it? 4 years to figure out how to create LLC. Okay, so that's the height of procrastination. That's what I think, right? So but I think there's nothing wrong with job and everything, but yeah, it was just not built for me, right? I want the freedom of time. It's not about money, right? It's about freedom of time. Right now, I wake up, I walk, I work out, I meditate. We go out in cafe, right? It's There may be some days I'm not working at all, and there may be some days I'm working for, let's say, 12 to 14 hours, right? Nobody's there to tell me what to do, when to do, how to do, right? It's my business, it's my life, and I feel good when I can make someone feel good, right? So all these properties that I bought, most of these were vacant, right? And a lot of people, this is how affordable housing, right? So a lot of people, a lot of tenants, I go to these properties every month once, so I meet the tenants, and they they tell me that they never had these kind of beautiful apartments, right? Like they have never seen this kind of dishwasher. So that's what we work for, right? That's what we work for. Similarly, for fitness coaching, I receive a lot of audio on the messenger and on WhatsApp as well. The guys I have never talked to, that their life is changing because they're implementing some things that I'm sharing, right? So it's all about that value, those vibes, if you can throw out in the universe, the universe is going to work for them and as well as for you. So the more people you can serve, then you don't have to worry about money and all those things. So that has been my motive, and my mission and vision is very big in the next 10 years, at least from fitness and real estate perspective. But again, it's about serving that one person in the remote village who I will never meet, who will never have $1 to buy fitness coaching, right? So that's maybe I took a long time, but yeah, that's a little bit about me and what I'm trying to achieve.
That's a lot, Abhishek. I really appreciate that. A lot of great stuff in there. If people have questions, they can go ahead and ask them. One thing I was wondering is, you kind of touched a little bit on it, but what does a typical day look like for you? Like from start to finish, what time do you get up? Are there any specific things you do in the morning? I'm kind of curious what your typical day looks like.
Yeah, so I wake up around 4:30 a.m. and as soon as I wake up, I drink a lot of big glass of water, and I do my meditation. It's like 30 to 45 minutes of meditation. I like to do it, and then I journal. And after journaling, I'm working out. I'm taking my a little bit of black coffee, and I start working out for an hour or so. And after working out, I need to go out in the sun for like at least 30 to 45 minutes. So we walk. I walk with my wife, or I just walk alone sometimes outside. Taking sun is very critical part because it regulates and starts my day, and it prepares me for sleeping later in the day, right? So that's what I do. And then when I'm back, it's 10, I take few meetings. And between 5 to 12, I get done with most of my meetings, work and everything. And after 12, I just take a couple of naps here and there, and just, I think, nothing much after that, actually, to be frank, right? So my days gets over by 12 or 1 most of the times, right? So, and then a little bit of calls here and there, meetings here and there, but yeah, that's basically it, and a little bit of learning, right? So the one thing I forgot is that in the last 1 year, I was an engineer, right? Engineer doesn't know about sales, marketing, and all those things, right? So I took several courses. I have manually run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads. I have learned sales marketing. I have taken like hundreds of sales calls now. So I have become a little better in that, right? But yeah, that's where I am. So started learning different skills, because it's a big shift from engineering to sales, marketing, and all those types. So
yeah, that's awesome. What about everybody else? Anybody else have any specific questions they were wondering, or things they wanted to ask?
Yeah, Abhishek, thank you so much. It was so great. I mean, I know we've talked before, but it's so great learning just a little bit more about your story too. It's very inspiring, and certainly we both have a lot in common, because fitness and real estate are two of my fun things that I love to do in life. So my one question, though, which might be a question for everybody else here too, is what did you do to change your sleep routine? Or did you do anything specifically to change your sleep routine to make your sleep better?
Yeah, so my schedule used to be like few years back, right? I used to wake up around 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. generally, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., something like that. And that too tired, actually, right? So I was thinking that how can I wake up early? And I tried a lot of things that never worked. I used to wake up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., but never after that. After a few days, I was tired. So I started focusing on, okay, when I'm sleeping, okay, at night. So I started focusing on that. I started focusing to sleep between 9 and 10 p.m. Okay. And somehow that was also, I used to be on bed, but I was just not able to sleep. Then I went a little back. What I'm doing before 9 p.m., right? I used to be on my screens, watching television, watching cell phones and all that noise, talking to people, meetings, unnecessary meetings, right? So I reduced that. So these are few things I did, right? So 3 hours before bed, I don't eat anything. 2 hours before bed, I'm not seeing any screens, right? And after 1 hour before bed, my water is done. I'm not taking any water, right? So this kind of 3 to 1 method has worked for me to sleep early. And now what happens is that I wake up at 4:30. It's 4:30 is like a body alarm clock. I had never set any alarm. I just wake up at 4:30 a.m. But it's going to take some time. Okay, so you have to give a little bit of time for these habits to build in, but focus on your screen, your meetings, and your water intake and your eating time, right? Those will take care of everything. And on top of it, if you want, you can have magnesium glycinate. It works well if you can have maybe 20-30 minutes before that, right? But I don't recommend those supplements before you make lifestyle changes.
Yeah, those are awesome suggestions. I'm usually wake up at 5 o'clock or anyway in the morning,
Right.
and I actually do drink probably 16 to 18 glasses of water immediately
Awesome.
when I get up before I work out. That's just been my routine for a while. It's so important to keep hydrated. I know that people think that's like, oh yeah, water, whatever, but it's very true and it works for me.
Yeah, it's a hack, right? It's a hack. And again, it's a data point for my body that when I wake up and don't drink sufficient water before my workout, I'm not that stronger. I'm 10% less stronger in my workouts, right? So that's why I drink a lot of water as soon as I wake up.
Agreed. My body operates the same way.
Okay.
I can clearly see the difference in the sluggishness almost of me not being able to do some of the things that I like to do when I'm in my fitness routine.
Awesome. Yeah.
I have a question. What is your diet like? What do you eat? And do you fast as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. So from diet perspective, right? I'm strict on 3 meals a day. Okay. No snacking. So in the middle, if you feel hungry, drink a lot of water because it's basically you're thirsty. Okay. Or your body's craving for something. You're not hungry. So basically 3 meals, strict 3 meals a day. Okay. And there are no rules that what to eat, what not to eat, but these are few things that you can do. So every meal should start with a protein thing, right? So start something protein, eat whatever you like, right? Lean meat, or it can be eggs or whatever, right? And then have some vegetables and then eat whatever you want to eat. Here is the hack, right? Once you eat protein and once you eat vegetables, there is very, very less space to eat anything else. Okay. So don't cut anything what you're eating, just add something in front of what you're eating. Okay. So do these 3 meals like that and aim to have at least 40 grams of protein every meal. Okay. So at least 120 to 140, 130 grams of protein, have it in every meal. That's what you can do, right? And if like in between you are like very hungry and you just can't survive, then you can maybe have some good snacking, right? Maybe have a piece of fruit, for example, right? Something like that. But this is very simple diet, nothing about it, right? Very simple to do. But again, on the weekends, people just go away from this, right? So the thing which hurts the most is the alcohol, right? If somebody is drinking alcohol, reduce it to 50% and then slowly go down, right? Because it's not about the calories. It's about the energy you carry throughout the week after you have drank alcohol, right? So follow this protein plus vegetables in every meal, right? And continue eating what you're eating. And then maybe let me know how your result goes.
I have a question. Sorry, I just woke up right now. So, what kind of carbs do you eat?
Okay. That's a good question. So to be frank, carb quality doesn't matter. Okay. So I'll say calories is the king and protein is the queen. Okay. So monitor how many calories you're eating and see how much protein you're eating. Okay. And the rest of the things will be carbs and whatever, fats, right? Now, this is where the carbs matter, right? So try doing this. Okay. Don't eat carbs like simple carbs, right? Fast digesting carbs like apple or a banana during the daytime. It'll be like fluctuation in your glucose levels pretty high and low, right? So generally eat these kind of carbs at night. This is called like carb loading, right? You're backloading the carbs at the end of the day. Okay. By doing this, you will get good sleep at night. Okay. So carb, how much you're eating, what you're eating doesn't matter. Timing matters. Okay. Similarly, if you eat white rice 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or let's say 1 hour before your workout, you're going to get good workouts. Okay. In the breakfast, have protein plus fat rich meal. Don't include much carbs. Okay. Otherwise, it will make your day a little bit slower. Okay. So these things matter, right? If you want energy throughout your day, try something like quinoa or try something like oats, right? It's going to give you energy. So I eat, like, let's say oats. Sometimes I will eat, like, if I'm working out late in the day, I'm traveling, I'll eat at like 10 a.m. It's going to give me energy throughout the day, and even my evening workouts are going to be good. Okay. So the timing matters. It doesn't matter what kind of carbs you're eating, right? And always focus on calories and protein. Rest things will fall in line slowly.
Because I literally stopped eating carbs. My
Mhm.
diet is right now carnivore. I only eat for 4 hours, 20 hours of fasting.
Mhm.
1 o'clock I eat almost 8 ounces of salmon, and almost 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock I eat like good amount of beef, a little bit of vegetables.
Mhm.
That's it,
So.
and
Mhm.
extra supplement for the vitamins.
Mhm.
And in the morning before we work out, I drink black coffee, and I
Mhm.
feel energetic throughout the day.
Mhm.
And I drink like 1.5 gallon of water, and
Mhm.
I lost like 25 pounds in like 3 months, and
No,
I'm
that's
building more muscles.
right. Right. So here's the thing, right? Everything and anything may work for the short time, right? Can you do this for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years? That's my question. Okay. So I haven't seen a lean guy maintaining this kind of a diet for the next 5, 10 years, doing intermittent fasting, keto and everything for the 10 years, 20 years, and building muscles. In the short term, everything and anything will work. Okay. I'm talking about what is sustainable. I do intermittent fasting maybe once a month just to clear things, just to have a little bit more focus when I need, but I don't do it every day, right? It's not built to lose weight and to build muscles in the long term, right? We are talking, you're talking about maybe, let's say, 2, 3 months, 4 months, it may work. But to be frank, since I have worked with a lot of folks, right, the only diet that works is a protein rich diet. Okay. And you can obviously do keto and everything here and there, which is good. If it's working for you right now, keep going. But again, that's my experience, that from like 5, 10 years perspective, it's unsustainable to do it every day, right? Because things are going to come up. You have to eat carbs one way or the other, right? So.
Because my protein is almost 160 grams every day.
Okay. Okay.
That's a little bit more about my body weight. So, and I don't feel hungry anymore after eating 4 or 5 hours. And I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
more energetic because I don't depend on carbs. My glucose level doesn't go up. So I depend mostly on the fats.
Okay. Okay. No, that's good if
And
it's
workout depends on the caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's working out for you, it's good again, right? It's body dependent. And if you can sustain it for the next 10 to 20 years, yeah, I think go for it. It's just, I think, right? People need carbs to go more intense in their workouts, right? If they don't have carbs, it's very difficult to keep building those muscles in the next 4, 5, 10 years, right? So before workout and after workout, to shut off the cortisol level, you need carbs, right? Once your workout is done, your body doesn't know that your workout is done. Your cortisol is still flowing through the body. To shut it down, you need those fast digesting carbs right after the workout, right? So once you start building more muscles, going more intense in your workouts, you may realize, yeah, my energy is very low in the workouts. I need carbs, right? So that's where I think it depends on your goals, on your objectives, and what's working for you. Okay.
And during workout, I drink essential amino, not BCA, essential amino. That also helps me give more caffeine and give me more energy.
No, yeah. Go
And
ahead.
one last point. So there are some studies that shows that
Mhm.
like fasting decreases your cortisol level and
Mhm.
increases your serotonin.
Yeah, there has been
So,
a lot
and
of
I feel that.
yeah, a lot of again,
Go for it.
again, it comes down to goals, right? That's what I'm saying, right? Intermittent fasting, all those things may increase your focus as well, right? But now I'm not looking to be focused every day, right? If I do intermittent fasting every day and reduce and only eat for those 4 to 5 to 6 hours, I will not be able to eat that much protein. Like I'm eating 200 grams of protein every day. I can't eat that much food and protein in like 5 to 6 hours, right? So that's not fitting my goal. But on the days, okay, I want to recycle, have my regulate my digestion, be more focused, I might do something like keto. Okay, that might make me a little bit more focused on the days I have to be, right? So it comes down to your goals. What are you planning for the next 1 year, 2 years? And based on that, I can give you that this is a diet that is sustainable. These are the workouts that are sustainable. And yeah, in between, we can try keto and intermittent fasting, right? Because they will accelerate your fat loss, as you said, in the next 3, 4 months, but they will not work in 5, 10, 15 years. Okay.
Okay. I lost like 25, 26 pounds. Before MM5, I was like 178.
Mhm.
And right now I'm like 152.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Keep continue doing what you're doing, but just be aware of that, right? It's easy to lose weight initially, but very few people sustain it for the long term, right? So to sustain it, what you can do, you have to just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I want to hop in here real quick and get a group picture before sometimes people have to hop off early. So if you want to be on, maybe you can turn your camera on and I'll grab a photo here. Wait a minute. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Mm.
All right, perfect. And then, yeah, we can continue. We can ask if people have more questions, or we can, network as a group.
I have a question.
Mm.
Go for it.
Thank you, Abhi. I appreciate the call today. And pivoting back to real estate, I was kind of curious because you said a lot of things, how you started. And I was curious because, you said you bought your first property, then your second property, and your third property. And I actually I lost count because you bought so many, I think, within like the first year. And by looking at what you said, how many units, they were all commercial properties. So did you have that much dry powder saved up for down payments? And then you also said you were buying vacant properties. So I'm just curious, like, how did that all play out? Were you buying, how are you getting funding for vacant properties? Or were they not vacant properties starting out? And did you just have that much cash lying around? Or anyway, I was just trying to connect all the dots on that. If you
Right.
appreciate
So
it.
that's a good question, right? So from the down payment perspective, right, I think COVID was on and I had some money in 401k. Okay. So I had few options to take some loan or take some withdraw without even penalty, I think, if I remember correctly. So that was a good option. I used a little bit of that. The second thing is, right, when I'm buying, let's say 5-unit property, okay, and here it's actually around 90 to 100k per unit, okay. I bought it at like 130k, all the 5 units, okay. So I was buying it like very, very cheap, okay. So there was no option that anything can go wrong because I am buying 1/5 of what the price of the property is, okay. So buying exactly at that price, having the down payment from my 401k, or I also had the HELOC, okay, from the HELOC, using that for the down payment. And from the lender's perspective, you're right. Out of 100 lenders, 90 were not ready, but 10 lenders were ready to do the appraisal based on future rents. Okay, so they get the rent comps for the similar properties from the close by, and then they said, okay, based on these rents, the cap rate, this is how much it will appraise to, right? So it was like they assumed that the property is full after the repairs, and then they give me the loan, like it was a loan to cost based on that, right? So and these banks are not easy to work because they will come to your property 4 to 5 times to see how much renovation is going on, and the draws that they give once the work is done is basically exact. You have to provide each and every bill to them, right? So there are a lot of local banks who will work with you even if the property is vacant. But again, it's relationship based. I met those lenders, two lenders, at least 5 to 6 times on coffee, and I have to drive 1.5 hours away to meet them. Okay. So it was, even though they knew that, okay, I'm the first one, but I built certain kind of relationship with them, that what they are doing, how can I support them. And even I think one of the lender came to our house when he was passing by for the dinner. Right. So lenders are there, right? It's just we have to be more relationship driven with these local lenders. Okay. And as I bought more properties, the good thing here was that I already have contractor team. So I bought a 5 units. They completely renovated the units within 1.5 months, because there was no one inside, right? 1.5 months it was renovated, and in, I think, one to 1.5 more months, all the tenants were there. And so within 3 months, I cashed out, refinance all my money. Okay. So once I did that, I had enough money to buy more apartments. So I used a little bit of money from 401k, from my HELOC, from my cash out refinance. Right. So that's where I'm sitting. Right. So right now, after I think 2.5 years of doing that, I don't have any money in any of my deals. Okay. It's all my money has come back to me after 2.5 years. So it's like infinite cash flow from all these properties, right? But I did not have much money. I have just recycled whatever I have in 3-4 months. That's all I have done.
What market are you in? I'm just curious.
I'm in North Carolina, around Greensboro and these areas. So
Is that where you were finding these 5 and 6 units for 130 grand?
yes. So whatever properties I found, these are out of state owners. Okay. So again, with these sellers, they will not agree to sell like that, right? So I have met them at least 2 to 3 times, every seller. I have even driven 7 hours to Florida to meet one of the sellers. Okay. So it's again, it comes back to that, right? Yeah. So in these areas, you cannot buy for 130K 5 units. It's not possible, right? But again, and I was texting, I think 100 texts every day with my job. I even cold call 20 to 30 cold calls every day, and I was working in a job as well, right? So if you go a lot higher on volume, you will get those deals. It's just a matter of time, right? It's just numbers play. That's what it is.
So are you getting like buying lists for vacant properties in your area? And is that how you source those leads?
Yeah. So again, I did not have time to filter, right? So I went volume approach. Okay. So I text messages everyone, right? Doesn't matter whether it's vacant. I saw that, okay, whether they bought 10 years before, and I messaged all the owners, and I had a focused area where I was focusing. So it's like I think couple of counties. That's all it was, and messaged everyone. And whatever response I got, I focused on those folks to cold call and send them mailers. I sent few mailers as well, right? And as well as I sent some emails to them. So it was hitting the same owners who are little motivated through 4 to 5 different ways, right? That's all I did. Actually, there was no automation, nothing, everything manual.
And what class would you say these properties were that you were buying?
Yeah, so these are class B, and these are but still working class, right? But they can easily pay $1,200 to $1,300 in rent, right? So no crime free area. So that's what I'm basically looking for. So pretty good neighborhoods actually they are. And some of the properties I think are even built in 2007, 2008, where the owners built the property to sell, but the recession was there. So they rented out for like 10 years, 12 years, and now they saw that the recession is coming again. So they were not ready to re-rent it. They thought, okay, let's sell them off quickly, right? So those are not far. They are like mostly 1995 construction. So they are not that old as well. So
cool. Thank you. I appreciate you clarifying all that.
Okay. Thanks, Greg.
I have another question too. So you
Mhm.
mentioned specifically that you were doing JV syndication, or I'm sorry, JV partnerships
Mhm.
from here on out, right? Are you one involved in any syndications? It doesn't sound like you are, but just from what you said before with your other properties. And two, are you looking for something specific in a JV partner? Do they have to be in North Carolina? Do they have to, I guess, so tell me, I guess, what you would be looking for in a specific JV partner.
Yeah, so JV partner, I think whatever partners we have right now, they are from New York as well, right? So, and maybe some other areas also. So it's not specific from North Carolina perspective, but some of the lenders here, they have a restriction that at least 51 to 60% of equity must come from North Carolina. Okay. So that's the only issue comes up, that we can't use those lenders, but we have partners from all other states, right? So that's not an issue. The other thing is, yeah, the one partner that we are certainly looking for is a money raiser, capital raiser, right? Certainly we have a little bit of skill, but we don't have that good skills to raise money, right? We operate the deal, we are operating, we have good asset managers, right? Acquisition partners as well, but certainly that's what we are looking, who can raise money if we get a bigger deal in the area, right? And also from syndication perspective, yeah, we are not against it, but it's just, at least these areas are very, very saturated. We are not finding any bigger deals where syndication makes sense, right? And we have tried offering a lot on the bigger properties as well, but we have been outbidden by someone who's ready to pay millions of dollars more than we are paying, right? And now those properties are slowly coming back. Okay, so that's what we are looking for right now. But the last 2 3 years, from syndication perspective, very low returns, right? People are doing it, which is okay, but we are just not ready to take in like 3 to 4% cash flow and all those things, at least for investors, right? So, and we were very, very conservative in the last couple of years, right? We looked at a lot of deals in a lot of areas, a lot of military areas as well, right? But we, again, very, very conservative. And I think that's paying off right now. Our properties are operating well, and we are not in that thing where a lot of operators, I'm seeing that their debt is like getting saturated, they're getting matured pretty soon, right? So yeah, we are not against anything right now, but it's just those bigger deals are just not making sense from the returns perspective.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir.
Feel free to jump in, everybody. No question is a bad one.
Abhishek, I love how you mentioned how much work you've put into this. And this is something that I think of, like Marco always says, people come to me like, I haven't found a deal yet. I haven't done this. And he's like, well, have you done this, and this? And they're like, well, no. It's like, well, that might be why you are where you are. And I love that you really shared. I mean, you've worked hard for these deals. They have not fallen in your lap. And I love that you shared that, because sometimes people watching on don't always see that. They don't see the work that you put in and how much you've had to sacrifice to get those deals. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks, Valerie. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, right? Not me. I think I've seen a lot of people doing in the Marcos group as well, right? So that's where I have learned doing it, that you have to send out a lot of energy in the world, right? Doesn't matter you have money. You don't need money to make these progress, right? You need a lot of energy. If someone is sending out X energy, send out 10 times more energy in the world, right? And positive vibes in the world, and things are going to work out for you. That's it is, right? It's not going to happen in a day, in a month, in a year, but yeah, if you put out energy every day, go all out, I think things are going to work out. It's going to be okay, right? It's again, I again go back to the same rule. If it's not a matter of life and death, do it.
For sure.
It's simple.
Okay, as we kind of wrap up here, I'll open it up real quick. Does anybody else have anything they want to share?
Yeah.
Anything exciting going on they want to talk about before we kind of end?
I was gonna ask you too, Abhishek. You had said that after about 5 years, you stop and reevaluate where you're headed, what you're doing with your real estate trajectory, and probably your fitness as well. Are you at that point yet where you're reevaluating and kind of know your vision going forward of what you're what you're trying to accomplish? Maybe like a door number or an income number, or, you know, where your real estate, where you're headed?
Actually, I don't. That's a good question. Actually, I don't have any door number, right? Because door number doesn't really matter, right? People have. My goal was to get off job and help other people to invest, right? If I have 1,000 doors and I'm still stuck in a job, that that's that's weird to me, right? It doesn't really matter those doors. So I think, but my perspective is buying better deals in future, and I think this next 2 years is going to be gold mine for investors specifically if you're buying at the right price. So it's trying to double down on the things, on whatever activities you're saying, doing direct to seller, do it, give 10 times more effort, right? Talking to lenders, 10 times more effort, right? You are going to come in front, right? People are backing away. When people are backing away, that's the time to go more on this, right? So that's what and from my fitness perspective, yeah, I'm going all out in to help as many people as possible. I know there's a recession, but I'm still going full in because this is just opportunity time now, I think. So it's just double down on everything what you're doing, right? So again, if it's not matter of life and death, just do it. Doesn't matter.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything? I'm sure somebody's got something exciting that's been going on. Love to hear what everybody's been up to.
Just want to say in general, thank you. I very rarely get to come to these 9 a.m. meetings, and I'm driving into work right now, actually, for the next 12 hours. But just from the medical side of it, I mean, in the emergency department, but throughout training, you know, it takes 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school, then 3+ years of residency. But a lot of what we're taught is disease, how to fix the disease once it's there, not prevention. So even from the actual physician side, we really truly are not taught a lot about nutrition and kind of the day-to-day how to prevent disease. So I think Abhishek hit on a lot of really good points. And even myself, it's kind of going back to the basics with nutrition. I mean, I do a lot with real estate and I do a lot with working out, but my nutrition on the day-to-day is pretty poor in the ER. I'm working swing shifts. My sleep is horrible. So it's good and refreshing to hear again about how much nutrition really does play a role in your life. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's something, I mean, we definitely need and love the modern medicine is amazing. They're able to do so much, and it's just truly amazing. I mean, I have 3 premature babies, and I would not have any of them if it wasn't for modern medicine. And I'm so grateful for the advances that we've had. But on the other side of it, I appreciate, you know, the other side, what Abhishek was sharing and what I've learned as a mom and health wise, that, you know, that just medicine, a lot of it, you know, is just not taught in the preventative side or how to actually heal. It's, you know, it's completely different. And so it's very valuable to kind of listen to both sides and kind of be able to make that choice. And I deeply appreciate both sides.
Yeah.
Hey, Abhishek, if
Mhm.
people were to reach out to you for fitness help or help with their real estate side, how do people usually reach out to you for fitness and health?
Basically, it's through my Facebook right now, and so yeah, I think I can leave my Facebook in the comments as well, right? But basically, but I'm everywhere on the Facebook, YouTube, but basically Facebook, LinkedIn, and yeah, that's how you can connect with me. And I'm
do you
also
do
on
like
Twitter.
coaching programs or
Yeah. So I have
Tell us
I
about
have a group coaching and one-on-one coaching as well. So one-on-one coaching is very, very full right now, but I think I do have a group coaching where I provide all the nutritional expertise and all the routines, exercise, and I work with you one-on-one, right? So for at least 90 days to lose certain amount of body fat, right? And then we go from there to build more muscles. So it's a kind of a strategy to phase out your workouts, to phase out your nutrition strategies, what you have to eat, when you have to eat, how much you have to eat. So all that one-on-one approach I provide you if you have goals to stay fit, stay a little bit leaner throughout the day without any of these complex diets, without any doing cardio, and just 2 to 3 hours per week. That's all, which is very sustainable, right? So that's what program I have right now, and I'm still taking a lot more people as people are graduating, going further in their lives. So yeah.
So it's not like something that's quick where, hey, just try it out for 2 weeks and then you're done type thing. It's got to be long and sustainable, which is what I am hearing from you.
It's long. It's long. The program is like called Shred in 90. It's a metabolic reboot kind of a approach, right? So it's going to trigger that fat loss, initial stubborn belly fat, and that's going to start your journey towards fitness, right? Obviously, you're not going to be single digit bodybuilder or something like that. It's going to take time, right? But your body is going to train in a way that your metabolism is going to get faster and things are going to become smoother for you. You can eat more, work out more, and be more healthier, right? That's what these 90 days will do for you.
That's awesome.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Abhishek, I'm sorry, I jumped in late. Are you a follower of Sadhguru? You sound like Sadhguru's same program says 90 days.
No, I've heard about him, but yeah, I don't follow him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that is more on spiritual, right? This is more on, I think, health and nutrition.
Health and mindfulness. And
yeah.
What about the Art of Happiness program? Are you familiar with that one?
Art of Happiness?
Yeah, that's Ravi Shankar.
Yeah, I follow him.
Okay.
Meditation, yeah. From the spiritual perspective, yeah.
Yes,
he's my kind of a spiritual coach, yeah.
Yeah, I did that program.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's very nice program. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone wants to connect with me, they can connect through my Facebook. And if anyone is interested in learning more about it, right, it's going to place those habits in you, and you're going to see your weight loss from the first week, right? It's very simple. You need a system and process around your health, right? If you don't have it, reach out to me. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call that a wrap for the meeting. If you want to hang out and just kind of chat, that's fine. But if you got to go, appreciate you guys being here and hope to see everyone next week.